Hello, 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 you beautiful being. Look, it's been a while since I've been on here, but just know that even though I haven't been here at Simple Healing 333, I have been healing every single day. Simple healing, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically learning, everyday healing. And right now, we about to talk about Mercury retrograde. I got about 11 minutes before my next guest comes for their massage. So let's utilize that time, okay? So, Mercury retrograde people, they talk about, the electronics acting up. They talk about, past exes coming back or people from your past coming back trying to get back in your energy or, you know, uh, as they say, spin the block for those exes, right? And, they talk about, not making traveling plans and things like that and not really, signing important paperwork and things like that, emails getting sent to the wrong person, text message. They talk about those things because Mercury is the planet of communication. And so there's a few things that I wanted to talk about because I don't have exes coming back. When the cycle is closed, it's closed for me. So I have yet to have an ex come back during Mercury retrograde. So I know, that's not it for me. So Mercury retrograde, of course, yeah, it affects your speech too, because you be saying words backwards and putting words together unintentionally. But the exes coming back is not a thing for me, per se. And yes, sometimes my speech is affected, but my sign is ruled by Mercury anyway, so I kind of experience this kind of energy just throughout the year, even when it's not Mercury retrograde. Uh-oh, I lost my earbud. Excuse me. It's 1:11 right now. Have y'all been seeing a lot of ones? Because I've been seeing ones like 111. I just did a video before this and I started it at 101. The last time I seen so many ones was in 2020 and my life just took a hold. I mean, it just real quick just but for Mercury retrograde, I experience it a little different. The things that I experience are things that are just directly related to my journey and my growth, right? As it is for everybody, but a lot of people experience, some of their growth and some of their lessons by way of relationships, right? And a lot of times things happen around Mercury retrograde time. For one, to see if you learned the lesson, if you've learned yourself a little more. Because they're saying that, when we don't learn ourselves, or when we don't learn from our mistakes, where we don't learn from our mistakes, the devil does. So when we don't learn from our mistakes, when we don't learn self, when we don't master self, those tests, they keep coming around. The temptation keeps coming around, right? So a few things about Mercury retrograde that I've noticed is, one, this could affect, your self-talk, how you communicate with yourself. But other areas too, other than communication, like around Mercury retrograde time, I have sugar cravings, right? And I'm always tempted to reflect back to eating a certain way that I generally don't eat that way anymore. Eating certain foods that I have gave up, or mostly gave up, let me say that. But it just seemed like around Mercury retrograde, the desire seems a bit stronger. Another thing is, I used to, on the road driving, I be just, how we be on the road, we drive and somebody cut you off. So I see a lot more tests when I'm driving, people cutting me off and just driving retarded, right? And it's been happening a lot since Mercury retrograde, and I just be looking like, whatever. Usually I'm like, why would you do that? You just, just getting in my feels. It just like allowing it to kind of get me riled up and my tension all increased and stuff. So that's another thing. But the biggest thing is yourself and how you treat you, how you respond to others. Okay, for example, you're a chill person, you calm, right? And when adversity come or when conflict arises, you handle it real chill. Like, you may be upset, you may express you upset, but you're a very graceful person and you extend grace to people. It's, even if they don't necessarily deserve the grace, you extend grace to them and you forgive them and you give them chance after chance after chance, right? And something in you just really keeps telling you, your intuition keeps telling you, cut that off. Don't extend no more grace. Forgive them and move on, but it's time to cut that off. And you feel like you still just, like, I just need to be nice. I need to, I forgive them. We say we'll feed them from a long-handled spoon, right? And so you open the door to give them another chance, even if you're feeding from a long-handled spoon. Sometimes you find that handle getting shorter and shorter. Right, when Mercury retrograde comes around and they do the same old thing, and you discover that, okay, well, that hasn't changed, And I heard somebody mention the other day that the people mask was going to be falling off, so you probably had questions about a particular person in your life, and they probably been real good at hiding it, and you just kind of went back and forth within yourself, because you like, I can't really believe, like, I see what I see, but at the same time, it's just like, you be like, am I tripping? No, you ain't tripping. So when Mercury retrograde come around, they do something, they get exposed, and it's like, okay, so here it goes again. We're exposing this particular individual. We showing you their real face, their true nature. We're exposing them. Now, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Are you gonna do what you always do? Are you gonna continue to extend grace? Or are you gonna forgive them and let them go? Sometimes that's what Mercury retrograde is showing you. Or, something could arise within your household. Are you gonna handle it the way you always handle it? Are you gonna be naive about it? Are you gonna be all soft and gentle with it? Or are you gonna come with some fire? Because you gotta think about it. If you always, like, I'm a gentle person, right? If I always approach things with gentleness and grace and trying to be the one to do the right thing, and it's not getting me anywhere, and individuals take it for granted, at some point I gotta take the lesson and say, okay, this not working, so I'm gonna have to come with some fire. Like, I could still be gentle, but bring some fire with it and put my foot down and say enough is enough. I'm drawing a line, I'm washing my hands. So it's not necessarily always an ex coming back. Sometimes it's you're being shown you and how you need to shift, how you need to integrate different energies. You know what I mean? If you're somebody who's always in water energy, there comes a time when you got to get in fire energy, right? Or if you're always in air energy and you're just, going with the wind, Then you need that earth energy to ground and center yourself. So Mercury retrograde, you know, if I could sum it up, Mercury retrograde helps us to find that balance within all the energies, the ether, the fire, the water, the air, and the earth. Mercury retrograde helps us to balance out. So we're not in one energy too much and not enough in another, you know, because you can't really fully grow that way. You can't really fully grow like that. So these are some things I'm learning about Mercury retrograde, because I'm always like, don't no exes come back, you know? But I see things in my life personally just to do with me and my personal growth that happen in my decision making. So pay attention to your patterns, you know, and how Mercury retrograde affects you, and start to keep a journal, okay? Peace out.